Issue 36 Stormbringer magazine, The Fungoid Cave Shaman. How much room is in your collection for this mushroom? Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games, and today we're going to be doing Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer magazine issue 36 with the Fungoid Cave Shaman painted. Now, it's an interesting little issue because it goes into some interesting parts of lore. You have one of the leaders of the Lord of Destruction, which is known as Kragnos, the End of Empires. And the End of Empires is essentially a name that has been given to this creature because he is so destructive. He's followed by an awful lot of the minions of chaos and basically has been there since the Age of Myth. So he's there from a time before, long before Sigmar came to the realms, when gargantuan creatures walked the realms. So he's definitely old and scary and would be up there in terms of one of the many deities. You have, of course, the Realm of Chaos, Part 3, where it focuses on the Blight City, which is the home of the Skaven, and tells you a little bit about the Gnawholes and the insane practices that these creatures get up to. And it tells you a little bit about the Great Horned Rat, which would be the Skaven god. So he bids his verminous followers to multiply, spread throughout the realms, and bring ruin and corruption to all they find. You have here the Fungoid Cave Shaman. So you have a little chart here where you can kind of distinguish his origins, and it gives you little aspects of his lunatic leadership, which is amusing. You have the usual how to build and how to paint guide. Now, because he's quite an elaborate little mini and a beautiful little mini, there is a fair bit to the actual paint guide. You have here some rules on basically how to set up regiments. Here again, in terms of destruction tactics and kind of combining the Killaboss with Sabgrot with frontline fighters. You also have here the war scroll for the Fungoid Cave Shaman, and the actual battle is called Arcane Empowerment, where you use the Fungoid Cave Shaman against the Knight Arcanum. So it's a typical battle between the Alliance of Order and the Alliance of Destruction. And of course, not forgetting the actual Fungoid Cave Shaman himself. Sorry, I keep saying Cav because the word after it is Shaman. But he is a beautiful little mini and a very kind of, as you can see here from the face, he's got a kind of prosthetic nose and a prosthetic chin. So he's been made quite larger as a result. His whole hat is just a big mushroom. And even here on his back, these are kind of wooden types of growths that kind of correspond all around his shoulders. There's a kind of a wooden look there. You have this insect, which is basically part of his staff, and has a tiny little bell that no doubt kind of signals he's coming to his minions. He has a nice little scythe here, and even a weird little kind of mushroom weird creature thing here that goes on the base. And not only that, his back has this kind of insectoid thing here, which is kind of crawling all the way up. So I presume that he's a sting in the tail, as it were. But he's basically a master of the mushrooms and of the magical spells, and is a very elaborate, very interesting looking creature. And he's certainly a lot taller than the typical grot. So I guess it's in the case that, like, much like the orcs, that the bigger they are, the more important they are, the bigger they are, and the stronger they get. But a very standout little mini that can kind of easily accompany any of your figures on the table. A very interesting little issue, a very beautiful little piece to work on, and lots of tiny fun little details. So a very fun issue to pick up. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was issue 36 of Warhammer Stormbringer magazine. Join us next time for issue 37. Until then, good luck, God bless, and stay safe.